Half of the cubs born here die in their first year, some killed by adult males on the prowl. So while they play, she keeps her vigil. And though the sun shines today, an unusually treacherous spring is in the air. The mother bear has her work cut out for her. In a tremendous clash of sun and ice, glaciers shatter and the Arctic Ocean begins to melt, revealing a ghostly archipelago. Deep within the cold confines of the Arctic Circle, the Norwegian islands of Svalbard are a crossroads of polar bear activity in spring. This far north, winter never surrenders easily. And this year, the island's stocky little reindeer are in for a bitter spring. Their sedentary habits, lush coats and round bellies, have carried them through the long winter night. They scrape by on sparse vegetation, laid bare on Svalbard's wind-torn ridges. Now the contrary weather brings a day of unseasonable warmth, and Svalbard's ptarmigan bask in the sun. They too show the chubby stamp of evolution in the cold, and feathers down to their toes. Powder turns to liquid as temperatures rise, only to freeze solid as intense cold returns yet again. The tundra becomes a vast skating rink, inflicting a last indignity on the struggling reindeer and icing over their meager food supply. The setback takes its toll. The reindeer here usually die of starvation in old age, their teeth worn to nubs by years of desperate grazing among gravel and ice. But this year, even those in the prime of life are vulnerable. The polar bear family too struggles with spring's fickle ways. To get her digestive system going again, the mother grazes on moss after her long fast. But the refreeze has made for slim pickings and unsure footing. Uncertain of this new terrain, the cubs stay within the shadow of her ever-vigilant bulk. The sight of a distant male sends her hustling for the safety of the den, beckoning her cubs to follow. As in any family, some children take longer to obey than others. But the big male pays them no notice. He is hunting, sniffing for seals that surface to breathe in holes hidden underfoot. He has a diminutive shadow, an Arctic fox, hoping for a free meal. This same fox may have dogged his heels across miles of pack ice, living mostly on the bear's leftovers. sun and Svalbard's currents rend huge cracks in the ice, cracks where ringed seals might surface to breathe. They are the white bear's favorite meal. Hauled out on the ice, they are as wary as they are conspicuous, and not at all fooled by the bear's casual approach. By the time he ambles around the bend, all of the seals have made for the safety of an unusual stretch of water where strong currents and geothermal springs prevent ice from forming. The seals keep an eye on the predator. But without the element of surprise, he's little threat to those in the watery oasis. On the ice, however, the polar bear's ambush tactics serve him well. Within minutes, ivory gulls materialize to scavenge their share. The bear concentrates on the seal's rich blubber, leaving plenty of meat for opportunists like the gulls. His belly full, the big bear heads off. His shadow, the fox, can store less fat on his little body, and so hides bits in the vast natural freezers of the Arctic. A mile from shore, our mother bear can smell the sea, as well as the males that stand between her and its abundance. But her 5-month fast cannot be broken until the cubs are strong enough and quick enough to keep up. The more time they spend at the den, the better prepared they'll be for the unforgiving life of an Arctic predator. But while they grow fat and strong on their mother's milk, she cannot hunt and grows thinner by the day. Soon, she'll have to leave the shelter of the den to make a kill. Svalbard means cold coast, so dubbed by its Viking discoverers some 800 years ago. But these northerly coasts are far less cold than might be expected, thanks to blessings from afar. While the warm thrust of the Gulf Stream heads northeast across the Atlantic, the Arctic Ocean circles the pole in a slow vortex of water and ice. Situated at the crossroads of the two mighty currents, Svalbard enjoys a relatively balmy climate, a rare haven this far north. While our mother remains ashore, a female without cubs plays in the sea with a male. They are powerful swimmers, propelling themselves with huge front paws and steering with the rear. True marine mammals, polar bears prefer water, liquid or solid, to land.